Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Let's discuss about Mantra Vidya, the science of divine music, the voice of Anahata Chakra. As we are talking about the entire spiritual science life, and I talk about a reincarnation which is absolutely essential to reach the level of Mantra Vidya. To understand Tantra Vidya completely, you should have taken many lives before. Only then you can understand the concept going very well. So reincarnation is absolutely essential to reach the impeccable wisdom step by step, and that's it. This is the first step, that whatever I'm talking about this life is not acquired in this life, but many lives before. Some effect is there in my Kundalini or Antaratma Aditi, and that's it. Second thing, the most important part of manifesting the universal consciousness within the human body is Karma Yoga. And Karma Yoga should be based on Dharma, truth, actions, moksha, dharma, arth, kam, moksha. If all the four purusharthas are completely in tune, you can reach Divyank level, as I have done over a period of many lives, and many of the people who have contributed to Ved, Upanishad and other things, and the modern sciences, mathematics, other thing, is all accumulation of all the 64 arts and sciences, which has given me the power of the mind, thoughts, intelligent intuition and otherwise. It is not in one life alone. But we can always start the journey and reach the highest level step by step. But if you're born with as an entitled person, you start with a clean slate and follow truth honestly, conscientiously and perfectly. Now the second concept, which is very important, is Bhakti Yoga. We are designed by the divine consciousness to be the Lokpalan, custodian, guardians of human beings. Human beings are the only one which are capable of being with the universal consciousness and do everything what is required for everybody. The most evolved brain is the human brain, and most person who can do wonderfully very well is the only perfect, integrated, non-violent, non-abusive, perfect human beings. So for that, devotion to wide consciousness, whosoever it is. And in my precept, I chose Mata Vaishno Devi, which is the reincarnation of Goddess Durga, which understand complete concept of Saraswati, Mahalakshmi and Mahakali, all the three, and also understand Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Entire Srishti is there in Sanatana Dharma. And Bhakti for Mata Vaishno Devi has helped me to reach that level. I continue to be her student and listen to her. She gives it to me from external world and my Antaratma for underworld, and let's move on with that. Now come to the question of specifically this concept is now on Tantra Vidya. And Tantra Vidya is talking of 10 chakras, not 7 chakras with everybody. And this correction is also through my personal experiences. And Tantra Vidya actually means perfect human anatomy, perfect human physiology, perfect human biochemistry, and perfect human psychology. When all the four things are very clear, only then you can go on to Ganit Vidya of universal consciousness. Now come to the question of Kundalini. It's the inner human consciousness which is enlightening, education, everything, and it is helium 4, also goddess Aditi, which is formed in Surya and comes and reaches the human being to take us to Surya and to the universal consciousness on one side and know ourselves also within the human body perfectly. Now comes the question of chakras. There are 10 major chakras inside, which I am talking about their association with endocrine gland and autonomic nervous system, but there are 108 chakras within the human body. We will talk about it as we reach that particular level. Now come to the book, which is ancient Indian book, which is worth considering, worth as an impeccable wisdom, is Sat Chakra Nirupana. It talks of 6 chakras, not of 7 chakras, not of 10 chakras, but this is also associated with 6 goddesses in 6 chakras, and I think this is brilliant work done by the Brahman who gave Sat Chakra Nirupana to the world. Now come to the question of chakras. Let's talk about it. Muladhara is the first chakra in which Kundalini sleeps, and this is the one which is associated with autonomic nervous system perfect. Both sympathetic and parasympathetic are integrated within that. Any person who can sleep comfortably as and when required without any problem, without any medicine, without anything, is the one in whom Muladhara is perfect. And perfect Muladhara person would be highly perfect physically, wealth, health, everything. He'll have no deficiency whatsoever. He'll be a very good karmyogi, very good bhakti. Gyan, Vigyan, Pragyan, Akhandata starts only from there. Then Kundalini can rise from Muladhara Chakra to Sahasrara through the external process of Pranama Kosha. When you are perfectly healthy, testosterone is good, muscles are good, RBC is good, oxygen is good, and you know breathe properly without any block in the nostril anywhere in the body. Your aura can increase it to any number of size. Anything which is more than your height, you can reach Sahasrara automatically, and the one who has perfect aura can go to any extent with the help of their Antaratma, and that is something which I have experienced. Then come to the question of Brahmachar. I am not talking of Brahmachari, I am talking of Brahmachar, mean great character. The person who is having a very great character mean wealth is lost, nothing is lost. Health is lost, something is lost. Character is lost, everything is lost. Once character is lost, you can't do anything at all. For that, you have to have perfect brahmacharya and that greatest divine value. And this is one which makes you perfectly healthy, wealthy, emotionally, otherwise, intelligent, intuitive, and know the wisdom only for a person who has a great character. Then come to the Brahma Granthi. The Kundalini can move from Mooladhara through Brahma Granthi into Brahma Nadi and internalize by and large. The external, I spoke about it. Now internalizing is very important. When Kundalini comes inside the ventricles and Brahma Nadi and Vaikuntha, then only you can experience the beauty of your inner consciousness completely. Brahmand and Pedant become one only after that. And this is the picture of Antar Yoga, the completely which I call as the 10th part of Akhand Yoga, which is 8th part is Ashtang Yoga given by Patanjali, is a beautiful work, brilliant to the core. I cannot find, everything is beautifully written in that Sanskrit scripture, amazing to the core, and I use that as the process for my PhD work. But I've also gone on to see the Chakra Yoga and Antar Yoga to take you to 10 stages to show the world that me and universal consciousness can be together, and the result is 8 Hz alpha frequency through the brain with eyes open in all the 64 parts is the reflection of that consciousness. Then come to the question of Swadhisthana. I make it very clear, most important chakra after the movement of Muladhara is Swadhisthana chakra, and this is where sacral parasympathetic system comes. It gives you testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, as well as all the hormones required. And this is what gives you the ojas for energy and also the power for further evolution to the higher level of consciousness. Person whose Swadhisthana is perfect after Muladhara, he is more likely to be perfect in everything. Without Muladhara and Swadhisthana, movement further is not at all possible. Now the person whose Swadhisthana is perfect, Kundalini can get the energy for testosterone convert to estrogen, which can go into the Vahini Nadi within the Sushumna Nadi, and you can have the power of a mace which Hanuman had. And I think that is where Brahmacharya, control and leading all the things is important. Then come to the Nabhi chakra is the third adrenal gland. First chakra, Muladhara, is a ganglion in the perineum which give you smell. Second is adrenals, the endocrine glands in the form of testes and ovaries, which give you the hormones, and ovaries and sperm to give you the power of procreation by and large. When come to the third is the adrenal gland, which makes sure that you survive in emergency. And that picture you can see of ancient Satchakra, Akhand, and the picture of blood. Blood from renal artery goes into the first step, produce mineralocorticoids for maintenance of water and sodium contents, and then second go glucose and steroids, then go to the third to androgens, and then go into the adrenal medulla to produce sympathomimetic. Once this is perfect, the person will survive come what may. And that is a beautiful example of even King Ravana could not be killed unless until his navel was broken by Rama. Now come to the fourth is a Manipura chakra, which Satchakra does not talk about it, but it is very important. Muladhara chakra is associated with the coccyx bones, sacrum with Swadhisthana, and lumbar with Navi. But when it comes to Manipura, it's the lower 6 segments of thoracic, which are important, and all the nerves which arise for digestion come from there, and that's the one digestion or samana prana becomes very important. This is where liver, spleen, pancreas and gastrointestinal system makes the person perfectly healthy in water, nutrition, electrolytes and otherwise. This is absolutely essential for homeostasis. Then come to the question of another question. The 4 chakras are within pelvic and abdominal region, absolute, but there is a barrier between the chest and the abdomen is the diaphragm. You can see the diaphragm, and Muladhara chakra is below. But unless it moves from Muladhara chakra to the higher chakras through Vishnu Granthi breakage, only then evolution can start. Up to 4th chakra is common in everybody. Spirituality has no meaning, but spirituality comes to the mind only when Kundalini can move from here to higher chakras. That's where the intelligence and superstition becomes more and more intuitive, and this is what I have talked about it earlier. It was only autonomic nervous system as such, preferably through sacrum and sacral parasympathetic, but here vagus comes to play a role, left and right, and moves on to go up to brain stem. And this is what I experienced during my initiation Kundalini, and I have already explained that. Now come to the question of Anahata Chakra, which is the 5th chakra. There is the endocrine gland thymus, which is absolutely essential for immunity, and it takes care of immunity come what may, and that is more important so that you never fall sick. Whatever, whether antigens, viral infection, bacterial infection, whatever it is, it has the power to make sure your white blood cells and with the immune system is absolutely essential, and that's it. Then come to the prana. This is where the next concept which comes to very important role. Oxygen is absolutely essential for absorption, because without oxygen we cannot live, and that is absorbed by the lungs, and lungs are also designed by 2 and 3 lobes, and beautiful absorption of oxygen and expulsion of 61.803% of carbon dioxide, and that is also according to Divyank. I think that makes things very clear. We are in Anahata Chakra now. Now the consequence Vidya Dhan, and I make one thing very clear: only a person who has reached the level of Anahata Chakra right in the heart, which is upper 6 thoracic vertebrae, which is the center for sympathetic system also, and associated with cranial parasympathetic. Now is very clear. Upper part of sympathetic associated with the cranial parasympathetic, where the earlier was lower part of sympathetic associated with sacral parasympathetic. That's very, once this is done in system, only then you can become intelligent. And to become very intelligent, you got to share the knowledge, data, information, knowledge and wisdom you have got, share with others with perfection. Only that person who shares knowledge with others can become enlightened. There are two statements as a child I know. Vidya dadati vinyam vinyat yati patatam cha dharam dharam sukham. That means right knowledge makes you very humble, and only humble person can have a association with everybody. Casteless society. Only when casteless society work together, there is abundance of money. Where there is abundance of money, there is abundance of righteousness, and only that can make the universal consciousness. In other words, every human being has to work together as one lot with the knowledge of Vidya. Second thing is Saraswati के भंडार में बड़ी अपूर्व बात, चूजू खचे त्यों तू बड़े बिन खचे गटियात. More and more we knowledge we have, more and more we discuss, more and more dialogue we have, more and more clarity we have, only then we can come to impeccable wisdom, and that is enlightening, and that starts only after we reach heart chakra or Anahata Chakra. Now comes to the question of Anahata Chakra is the chakra which is associated with Mantra Vidya. Now coming to Mantra Vidya is the mind's monetary repeater. All those mantras which are phonetic sounds unstruck, divine sounds within ourselves. No wonder Vedas are called Shruti. They are divine sounds. And one mantra which stands out in Anahata Chakra is Om only. As you can see, the Om which I had designed in 1974. I did not know what exactly in spirituality is, but I know I have done this work in so many lives. As a result, I did it as a consciousness to show that I have to move on with Om, which has got Akara, Yukara, Makara and Turiya as such. It's a brilliant work. And associated with Anahata, both go hand in hand. Now this is a picture of Om which I have designed in 74, and Mandukya Upanishad is the shortest Upanishad, only 12 verses. But all the 12 verses talk of only Om, and why it's absolute definition, why I am associating with Anahata Chakra, mantra, mind, consciousness, repetition, otherwise is absolutely essential, because to reach that level you got to chant mantra, and particularly Om is the beginning thing. It is called Pranava, Pranvayu mantra, is also Maha mantra. It's the ultimate mantra by and large. So let's take that as a one. Now we understand Mandukya Upanishad one by one. When I talk about these particular things, you can see the picture. U is the lower abdomen, A is the chest, Ma is the head, and Turiya is beyond. And once these three components are clear, the sound of Om should come from within the body. When you chant A, it's the lower abdomen and legs are vibrating. When you say A, U, it is the chest. When you say Ma, it's the head. And when you Turiya, emptiness, it is universal. Once that is experienced, I'm going to show this and finally show you how exactly it is. Now come to the question. Mandukya Upanishad, the very word starts with Om itself. Om itself is Sarvam, is a great mantra, is a Pranava, is a Pranvayu mantra, is a Maha mantra, and that's it. Om is the past, present and future all together. Different versions of the whole universal life is embedded in Om itself. I think that's what the Om becomes very clear. And I'm very sorry to say, almost sounds identical with Om are found in other religions also, which I will not to describe, but it is there everywhere. It has the Om, it has the manifested past, present and future. One person who can experience Om within the body, experience within the human self, he will know everything in the present, past and future completely. Now come to the question of the second verse, that Om is Brahma. You straightway say it is the Lord Brahma itself. Every person is made of four parts, and so is Soham. That means you see the sound itself. For that matter, Anahata Chakra, phonetic sound is Yam, whereas Mooladhara Chakra is Lam. Swadhisthana, Vam. Navi Chakra, Ram. And Yam in Anahata. So once this is done, I think you are moving on systematically, step by step. Start from first step. Don't skip anything. You have to be physically very healthy, emotionally stable, mentally powerful to experience yourself completely. And that's why I'm explaining one by one as we move up to the higher levels of consciousness. Then comes to the question of states of consciousness which come. First thing is what Jagruta state, waking consciousness. When we are awake, we should be have the perfect physical body and do karma yoga very well, do studies very well and everything. And that is where the knowledge of the external world comes. And I think having done that as a good student, a good observer, as an artist, I know all the 64 arts, and this is my picture with my friends in Madras Medical College. And that is the Jagrata waking state. Second is dream state. We can experience the beauty of the universal consciousness during sleep itself. I've seen many of the visions of the past, present, and future, even what is going to happen this within my dream earlier. And I have explained that, maybe more and more we'll explain. So one of the medium of experience of universal consciousness is dream itself. Then third thing, the one you go to the next stage is deep sleep consciousness. Waking consciousness, dream consciousness and deep sleep consciousness. In deep sleep consciousness you go to absolutely peace, and that is where Mooladhara comes to play, very important thing. Mooladhara, when you go and you sleep deep, you have absolutely thing. But when it comes to the dreams, you are primarily associated with heart. Now come to the question of next state. Even beyond that is the Turiya stage, in which the whole universe can be experienced. Omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, whole universe is within our Om itself. And once that is experienced, you have the knowledge of everything from Pedant, human body, to Brahman, to Maha everything is within you. And when you experience that with Om, I think you have reached a very high level, and that is the 6th verse. Come to the 7th verse, this very, very clear. 4 states of the self which is beyond the reach of that. A congregation of the thinking attributes is that state. That is where prajna, gyan would come. Only that empty state where the mind is at restful, consciousness is aware, only the consciousness optimized utilization you can experience the universal consciousness, and that's where the Om becomes very important in 7th part. Now come to the question of 8th part. So Yam, after that only, you realize there are 3 states: Akara, Yukara and Makara. Akara is with the lower abdomen, Yukara is with the chest, Makara is with the head. When all the 3 things, step by step, vibration starts from the sole of the feet and moves on to the pelvic region, abdomen, and then moves to the chest, then moves to the head, then goes to the one who can do that, within that concentrate, dhyana, samadhi, and be in so-called all the chakras, finally coming to this Brahman Nadi to the end, Sahasrara Chakra, automatically inside and outside, only then you can reach the universal consciousness completely. I think that is the 8th step. Then come to the question of Jagrata again, is connected with the lower abdomen. That means 4 lower chakras, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Nabhi and Manipura are the one with the Jagrut state, and make it very clear, and that is what Brahma chakras are all about. Now comes the Swapna chakra are the next 4 chakras: Anhata, Vishuddhi, Ajna and Vigyan. These are 4 chakras which I call Vishnu chakras, which I will be talking about it. All the sleeping comes from that, these chakras alone. All the dream, all the Swapna, all the consciousness exploring within the dream is associated with the chest, Vishuddhi, Ajna, and that is Vishnu Garanti, and that is what it is all. Now come to the Shushmata, the last stage, 11th one, is the prajna comes with that in a deep sleep, because when you're absolutely at peace, then all the unfolding happens, manifestation. That means mind has to be completely at rest. And all the three atitam become one, and that is what it is all. Yakara, Makara, Yukara, everything becomes one in that particular stage of Susne. And only in Makara state, when three become one, when samyam takes place, the real knowledge unfolds only in that state, because only when you're calm and quiet, you will experience it, the bliss, Satchit Anand itself. And that makes things very, very clear. Then come to the 12th verse as such, this is last. The fourth state of wisdom has no elements. It can be spoken of, it is a non-dual. The three worlds are resolved into it. The slaver's Ankara is the real self. The person who knows and enters the self is the one who is enlightened, educated otherwise. Now you can understand Om itself is a Maha mantra, is a Pranavayu mantra. It is all the concept within the body itself. It has all the 10 chakras by and large. This first 4 chakras, Brahma Granthi and Brahma Tattva chakras. Next 4 chakras, Vishnu chakras, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agnya and Vigyan. Then Pragyan and Sahasrara are Shiva Tattvas by and large. When Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, all the three are put together, only then you can reach to the Turiya stage and reach the universal consciousness. You have all the experience. Within this number itself, you can see 22 by 21 is experience with Om itself. Whole creation, development and everything is there within this 22 by 21. Let me tell you this particular picture of Tantra, Mantra and Yantra Vidya together. Right at the abdomen is Akara, which are 4 lower chakras, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Nabhi and Manipura. Then chest Yukara is the 4 chakras, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Ajna and Vigyan. When come to head chakra, it is Pragyan, the knowledge, deep sleep. And beyond that comes the Turiya or Sahasrara chakra, which has power of 1000 petals. Sahasrara can give you the IQ of 1000 itself and make you one and do something which nobody in the world has done. And that beauty itself can be experienced by chanting Om, Akara, Yukara, Makara, Turiya continuously and have the concentration of 22 by 21. You reach the first stage of creation completely. And I think that makes the universal consciousness through Mantra Vidya. That is the sense of Mantra Vidya of the heart itself completely. Now come to the third picture. I don't think I need to talk much. I think step by step we are learning how to move on to the impeccable wisdom, experience that scientifically, mathematically, perfect anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, psychology, and know the physics, chemistry, medical sciences completely. Without the perfect knowledge, the knowledge is no use. Unfortunately, all the knowledge throughout the world is defective because based on defective mathematics, physics, chemistry and medical science. We need to correct it, give the knowledge to everybody so that everybody can be perfect. Without knowledge, no one can be perfect. So education is the first thing, second thing, third thing and everything for everybody. Let's not undervalue education, come what may, and we should give uniform perfect education to every child coming from whichever part of the world, whichever concentration. And that is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. Impeccable wisdom for Vasudev Kutumbam, for everything given for the love of it. All my videos are primarily meant only for that. I think let's leave it at that. Thank you very much.